Uh, so anyone who is not able to join should be able to also uh, be able to take this. Paul, you can unmute yourself now.
Yeah, unmuted, sir.
Okay, so with no more delay, I hand it over to Paul and looking forward for the details.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shyam sir, and to the esteemed board. Thanks to all for joining in today's call. The objective behind today's call is basically to understand that NIT Warangal Alumni Association had been looking for an insurance program since long and post multiple evaluations, looking at the market, looking at what other associations have done. They have come and finalized a product which is not there in the market. How is it different for you? What value does it add to you as an alum? These are certain things that we will talk about. We will also talk about explaining. When I said the context, I would talk about what is a super top up. This program is a super top up health insurance program, as Chansar was saying, whether it's a health or a life. This is a health insurance program, and this is a super top up health insurance program. What is the difference between a base, a top up, and a super top up? I will slightly talk about that. I would like to touch base on two concepts, the sum insured and the deductible, and then move on to the product, which is an exclusive one, and how it is different from the market, and then how my colleague Mohit is also there in the call. Mohit would showcase to you how to take it through the technology platform, how you can enroll into this platform by going into the Alumni Association's website and further. So having said that, when we start this discussion, I would like to throw some light on certain kinds of insurance products which are available. So there is a retail insurance product available in the market, and then there is a group insurance product available in the market. And normally, when you see the group insurance products have certain bit of flexibility, like your employer taking a policy on your behalf. There are certain privileges that you get from day one. But if you go and buy it from a retail insurance program, you would see that privilege coming after a PED wait period, maybe a 3 year or a 4 year or something like that. What is the definition of a group? Erstwhile, the group used to be defined as an employer-employee kind of a definition. The kind of product which we have come up with is basically a non-employer-employee group. And when I talk about a non-employer-employee group, the biggest problem that NIT Warangal Alumni Association had in their hand, and when we were designing the product is, we don't know how many of the alumni would actually come into the program. And when I say don't know, that doesn't mean that you will not come. It means that we are not certain of the numbers. When you look at an employer-employee scheme, in an employer-employee scheme, the employer normally chooses all their employees, and hence it's a 100% kind of a program which comes in. From the insurance company's confidence point of view, first of all, if it is a non-employer-employee kind of program, more than half of them will disappear. And the moment we say that we are not sure of the numbers, how many would come in, then most of them would disappear. It took us as Zopper, and I was personally responsible in configuring a product because I was just like you guys are part of the board and alumni. I am the alumni of IIM Bangalore. I was part of their board. And since I have almost 24 years of experience in this domain, in insurance, group insurance domain, I'm an employee benefits product specialist as well. I was asked to look at the market, come back and do an evaluation and see what kind of an insurance product we could get. This was, almost when COVID had hit and people were looking for health insurance programs. We were raising fundraisers, to fund our alumni and all. And then when we went to the market, we saw that there is one kind of a product which is now disappearing from the market in this space, which was not sustainable. And then the other insurance companies didn't want to talk about it. This was 2 years back. Now, in this 2 years of journey, what we could do as me and Zopper is we went back to the market. We configured a product of our own, and when we understood that there is a concern on both sides. The starting point of this product was that there's a concern on both sides. Sides as in from the insurance company side, who is going to underwrite the program, and then from the alumni side. So from the insurance company side, the main concern was, I don't know what is the guarantee whether even if, and suppose NIT Warangal Alumni Association takes up the program, What is the guarantee that only NIT Warangal alums are coming? And then second is, are you even rolling it out with technology? Because without technology, you will not get numbers. The third thing that the insurance company also had was that what is the kind of risk we are taking on board? Is it a complete bad risk in terms of that the person is going to claim from day one and then the policy is going to go bad, and next year the premiums are going to go manifolds up? Or are we building certain guardrails? So when you looked at the concern, when we looked at the concern, then we when shifted the focus to the concern of the alumni, and then we understood that alumni would basically want to cover themselves for higher sum insured. COVID has literally taught us that no sum insured is actually enough. We have, after we launched this program at IIM Kozhikode and IIM Bangalore, and now IIT Madras we are done with, IIT Roorkee we are launching on 1st of October. So every IIM and IIT, when they started looking at us, we went back to the insurance company and we looked at the alums concern that alumni would want to cover themselves for higher sum insured, but they would want to cover themselves for a product which is not there in the market. And the one of the other bigger concerns is it coming, cheap? That's we being Indians, that's the first concern which comes in. And when I say cheap, cheap as in not ki wo ek rupees mein aap le lo or something like that. Cheap as in is it affordable? The second thing, the bigger problem, so between age bracket to 18 to 40, this product is dirt cheap for very high sum insured, and cheap as in cheap. But when you look at the bigger problem of the alumni, when we looked at was, were we able to bring in our parents and in-laws, parent-in-laws together? Because if you take my example, before the IIM Bangalore insurance program was there, my parents were covered for 2 lakh rupees. That also something which was running since last 4 years, and I was paying 75,000 rupees as the premium for 2 lakh rupees for both dad and mom. Dad is 70, mom is 69. When I looked out in the market, nobody was ready to give an insurance program to both of them. Obviously, because without medicals and then diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, the 3 lifestyle disorders being part of our lives, the retail programs becomes very difficult to get into. So I was not getting an insurance program. Now with IIM Bangalore insurance program, I picked up a 30 lakh, at a 5 lakh deductible. I'll explain this concept at a 25,000 rupees premium. So my parents are now covered for 30 lakhs at a 5 lakh deductible for 25,000 rupees without any medicals. They've got an entry into the program. This is phenomenal because this is not there in the market. As Shyam sir was saying that I tested it on myself first and my cohort, and then we went out and how. So if you look at that, every alumni association are now trying to talk to us because we bring in two strong points. And I'm talking a lot on the first slide because it is very important to understand how this product had got configured. Let's not move on to the product features immediately and setting the context. And all these points are important for you to register that this is not there in the market that we are talking about. And your time is highly valued. The time that you're spending out here, maybe an hour or hour and a half, is going to bring you multiple fold benefits. So coming back, when we looked at both sides' concerns, we tried to understand the technology had to play a key role because if I do an API integration with NIT Warangal Alumni Association portal, that's one way of giving confidence to the insurance company that whoever is coming in through NIT Warangal Alumni Association portal is definitely an alumnus. That gives a lot of confidence to the insurance companies. I can't control on the alumni side. I see that there has to be a requirement of people coming in at higher age brackets. So this program, by the way, allows people to come in up to entry age up to 85, which is phenomenal because retail insurance product stops at 60. And beyond 50, you need to get into a medical examination and they will come back and raise questions. Either they'll charge a lot from you, double the, triple the premiums, or at the end of the day, they'll say no to you. So the product that we have built here has come up with a lot of research, a lot of understanding, and it has meat on both sides. When I say it has meat on both sides, we are not launching a product, which covers everybody from day one in terms of somebody has cancer. So this product has a negative list at entry, which is interesting because normally when you get into open-ended products, it's basically the others subsidizing that 1, 2, or 3 or 4 families who would normally claim during the year, and then next year the all premium goes up for everybody. In this case, you are actually paying for yourself because there's a negative list at entry, which means that if I have cancer today, I have a kidney or a liver disease or fatty liver or something like that, grade 3 fatty liver, and that negative list will come across to you in the brochure. You will see that what we are trying to do here is people who already have ailments, we are trying to ensure that the sustainability of the program runs. If we stop those people from coming into the insurance program, what we have is basically the ones who have diabetes, hypertension, and cholesterol, which is again almost 60-65% of the Indians. Either they do know or they don't know. They suffer from this lifestyle disorder, and nowadays, it comes as diabetes and related complications, cholesterol and related complications, hypertension and related complications, and every bit of disease later follows these three. Now, if I tell you that this product has been constructed sweetly in a way that on one side we have a negative listed entry, which means that today if I get into the program and tomorrow I have cancer, I still stand to remain covered, which is the basic concept of insurance. Nobody denies me insurance then. At the same point of time, what is very interesting to understand is, am I able to bring in my parents? Am I able to bring in my parent-in-laws who are not getting covered in the market? Am I covered to a good extent? The first question that normally we should ask ourselves is, do you have insurance? And the answer is yes. But the question is, up to how much are you insured for? That is where the sum insured concept comes in. And if you ask yourself the question, you would see that eventually your employer is covering you for a 3 or a 4 or a 5 lakhs or a 7 lakhs. And good insurers, good employers normally cover you up to 5 lakhs. That's on an average. Parents normally are not covered. So hence parents are lying in the lurch with maybe a 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, whichever they have been continuing with them. So is this program allowing me to pick up a very high sum insured? Yes, this program allows me to pick up sum insured up to 1 crore. So can I select different sum insured for different buckets? Yes, I can. When I talk about bucket, one bucket can be alumni spouse kids. The other bucket can be two parents. The other bucket can be two parent-in-law. And for me, at the age of say between 36 to 40, I would want to pick up a 1 crore sum insured and be safe. But for my parents, if I want to pick up a 1 crore sum insured, it's a hefty premium. So can I pick up a lower sum insured and maybe a lower deductible? And for me, maybe since I'm covered by my employer, I might have some existing insurance programs. Can I cover myself for a 1 crore, maybe at a 5, 7, or 10 lakh deductible? So these kind of flexibilities we brought in. We convinced the insurance company that don't make the rates too high. That was a big fight. The rates that we have on the board are pretty competitive, I would say. The moment you get the rates, what you will do is you will go to a B2C website, and there are a lot of B2C websites where you try to compare. My suggestion, when you try to compare it apple to apple, because the products which are there in the market has pre-existing disease wait period, which is like diabetes, hypertension, and cholesterol, primarily a wait period of either a 3 or a 4 years. Our product has a pre-existing disease wait period of only 1 year. Now, with this context, that the problem statements that NITWAA had, and when we were designing a program, what kind of problems we faced from both sides, from the insurance company side. Now, the alumni had very high expectations that they wanted to cover everything from day one. And insurance companies were like, I don't want to cover a group, where only a bad risk is going to come in because they need insurance. I don't know how many people will come in. We were able to bridge the gap and come up with a product which actually has everything for everybody. So if I'm looking for something, I would definitely get this here. If I am an NIT Warangal Alumni Association alumni, I can actually get into this program. If I'm not, I can't. So from that context, this program was designed. And quickly, I would like to take the names that I am Cozy Code. This is the second year that we have rolled. It's running fantastically. We paid a lot of good claims as in there. I am Bangalore. We are launching the second window next week. So that's the kind of demand that this insurance program has created. IIT Madras, they had a 14-year-old existing insurance program. They still wanted our program. And most of the people have now shifted from their existing program to our program. And IIT Roorkee, we are launching it on. First, IIT Kanpur, IIT Delhi, everybody is talking to us. And we also have received exclusive mandates from a couple of other premier institutes. We've rolled it in IMT. We will be rolling it in BITS Pilani and other institutions. So what the alumni associations have understood is the hard work is done by us in terms of understanding the market and creating a product which is sustainable. None of the alumni associations would want to bring in a product that this year they bring in a product and next year the product disappears from the market and the alumni is left in the lurch. In this case, there are higher chances of sustainability in this program because of the guardrails that we have built in. This being the premise, and also another 2 points that I would like to highlight before I move on to the slides and look at questions later. Before we move on, you have to understand there are 2 concepts. The first concept that I'll talk about is that this program, the NITWAA Alumni Insurance Program, is a super top-up program. Now, what is a super top-up program? We have to understand this. When you look at the insurance market, There is a base insurance program, which is basically, the first level of the safety net, which can be provided by your employer, which can be provided by, you can buy it yourself as a retail program. And that's primarily in the range of 2, 3, 4, 5 lakhs. Normally, if I am a very, concerned person, I might want to pull it up to 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. I've seen very less cases like that. But having said that, that's the base insurance program. So when we get hospitalized, that's the first insurance program that we should resort to. Now, that's the first layer of safety net. When I talk about the second layer of safety net, there are two products in there. One is called a top up, the other one is called a super top up. For a top up insurance program, we need to cover or cross the deductible every single time with every single claim. And for a super top up, I need to cross the deductible only once across the policy period. What does this mean? This means nothing to you in case you have no idea about what a deductible is. So what is a deductible? I've talked about sum insured, which is basically your coverage amount. So if I choose, say, 1 crore, I can avail up to 1 crore of coverage claims I can claim in my health insurance program. But what is a deductible? So when you choose a super top up, you will see in the journey that you will have to choose the sum insured. You'll also have to choose the deductible. Deductible is basically the amount up to which the policy does not trigger, which means that if I choose a deductible of 3 lakhs, I might be covered by my employer up to 3 lakhs, or I might have something existing, existing program of mine, or I might not be having anything, and I'm happy that fine, 3 lakhs up to मैं दे दूंगा. Up to 3 lakhs I'll pay from my pocket. What happens beyond that is where I choose a 3 lakh deductible and maybe a 75 lakh or a 1 crore kind of a sum insured. Now, yeah.
Speeden up a bit, and then some of these things you are actually covering in the next slides. Na? That time you can talk it through because there are a host of questions already there. So
right.
Most of the people now understand we have circulated enough. So I think you can speeden up. Go.
Right. Right. So I'll quickly finish on this point and then move on to the next slide. So the difference between a top-up and a super top-up. So this is a super top-up program. The second layer of safety net and sum insured and deductibles are explained for. Now, if I move on, so quickly, Zopper has been there for last 11 plus years. We have raised fundraising of $75 million 6 months back. That should give you enough confidence that Zopper is one of the right organizations who can configure something. We have two facilities. One is the product expertise that we bring on board, and second is the technology side of it. We are present all across India, headquartered in Noida. So quickly, if I move on to basically, so these are some things that you see on the IIM Bangalore and the IIT Madras health insurance. So there's something that you will see for NIT Warangal shortly as well. So our value proposition included, bringing in a product which makes sense for NIT Warangal, complete digital rollout, and ideally, this is where I would now try to spend some time in terms of the coverages that this program brings in. And if you look at, we had recommended an option which got selected by NIT Warangal as well. It has a sum insured starting from 10 lakhs up to 1 crore. You can choose any sum insured option that you would feel is right for you. You can choose deductible options, 4 deductible options, 3, 5, 7, and 10, which are 4 deductible options. If I'm covered adequately enough, or I feel that I can manage that, so maybe a 7 or a 10 lakh deductible. If I'm not covered adequately, or I think I can manage up to 3 lakhs, I can go for a lower deductible. What is interesting to understand that I need not have any other insurance program to get into this super top-up program. I just need to have the payment receipt up to the deductible amount to show it and then move on. This program allows entry age from 18 up to 85 years. Entry age, so anybody who comes in at 85, the renewal is lifelong. Children from 91 days to 24 years. It allows parents and parent-in-laws also to come in. There is no medical checkup required for this. And the room rent category is any kind of room other than suite. And ICU has no limit. And if you look at what is interesting is there is no copayment and there is no ailment-wise capping in this particular program. So I am done with it, sir. I think I can move on to the question. Shyam, sir?
I'm scrolling up. Be on the previous slide, which has that rates, etc. I think people would take a little bit more time to digest that,
Yeah.
and people can see basically based on your age, what is 2 adults plus 2 children for 10 lakhs, sum insured, deductible 5 lakhs, you can see what is it. The questions are basically one is Suraj says, I have a 20 lakh floating policy for my family, and if I take a top up of 1 crore, does it mean that I have a 1.2 crore coverage?
Yeah, that's right. Because you add all the policy sum insureds together, that's the total coverage that you have. But in this case, I think the highest deductible option is a 10 lakh. So you choose a 10 lakh deductible and a 1 crore coverage.
Correct. Yeah. So the idea is because you already have 20 lakhs, so you can take a 10 lakh deductible, your premium will be lower, right? That's the yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Second is are pre-existing diseases with surgeries undergone covered?
Pre-existing disease surgery would mean what? If it is a cardiac surgery or something like that, that's part of the negative list. So if you look at the negative list is primarily cancer, kidney, liver, heart diseases. All these things means that if I have got diagnosed for any one of those, I cannot bring in myself, but I can bring in my rest of the family who are not diagnosed with that.
So, Paul, is that negative list and pre-existing slide available?
That negative list is available. Mohit, as we keep answering the questions, can you quickly bring up the negative list once you're ready?
Yes, please. Yeah. Then the other thing is
Mohit?
is pre-existing health condition covered? Is by Kailash sir. Again, pre-existing health conditions, some of them, if they fall under negative list, they are not covered. If they are falling under a waiting period, then it is a wait period of 1 year, correct?
That's right, sir. That's right.
Okay, then age restriction, okay. Is OPD expenses covered?
No, OPD expenses are not covered. OPD expenses normally means the outpatient expenses. This insurance program does not cover that. And either way, this has a deductible of 3 lakhs and OPD expenses would be in thousands. So either way, doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Okay. Another question is, if I have a existing insurance in India for my family from company A for 10 lakhs floating for 4, and another one for my father from company B for 50K, and if I enroll for 20 lakhs for a family of 4 and my father, how does the combined value work?
Right. So this is a very good question. I would, if you remember when I was talking, I talked about that you can do a lot of permutation combinations. So when I say that I can bring in the alumni spouse up to 4 kids, up to 2 parents and up to 2 parent-in-laws, I can bring them in 3 distinct buckets. So the first bucket is alumni spouse and 4 kids, where maybe I choose a very high sum insured like a 30 or a 40 or a 20 lakh, depending on, and maybe a deductible of say 5 lakhs because I'm adequately covered up to 5 from somewhere else. For my parents, I might choose a 20 lakh sum insured or a 10 lakh sum insured at a 3 lakh deductible. For my parent-in-law, if they are adequately covered, depending on that, I might choose a 30 lakh sum insured at a 5 lakh deductible. So this flexibility is there. In the current example, if you look at father has a 50K coverage, so please choose the lowest deductible for him, which is 3 lakhs, which means that up to 3 lakhs, the expenses are to be borne. 50,000 your insurance program will pick up. The balance is to be borne. Other than that, the rest of the thing should get picked up by the this insurance program.
Okay. KK, does that answer your question? Okay. Is there cashless option available, and can I get the list of hospitals
Yes.
in Kerala?
Cashless is available. Both cashless and reimbursements are available. We will give you a link on which if you can click and you give your PIN code, it will show you all the hospitals. So we will share across that cashless hospital list.
And given that IIM Kozhikode is already there, so you have a set of established hospitals.
Yeah.
But anyway, this list of hospitals will be known for everybody by state, and they should be able to get into the portal and get an idea of this.
Yes.
Okay. May I know if we will get to know the amount to be dispersed age-wise? So that is basically the list which you are seeing. Today you are seeing specific examples of 10, 30, 75, etc. But then when you get into the portal, you should be able to see the entire list, and it will formulate the total premium based on the options you choose. Okay. We have the master list also in our master policy, and if there is any doubt anytime we should be able to compare that. Okay. We can add to our base existing coverage basic plus top up, right? Yes, you're right, Sanjeev. You should be able to add. Then Jayashankar Garu is asking, would it be possible to share any document summarizing the details and T's and C's for a detailed review?
So the documents would be in terms of, so when the alumni logs in through the NITWAA Warangal Alumni Association portal, there will be an information repository. On the information repository, every possible document is there. You can click on it and have a look at that.
Paul, you were also supposed to send it to us. So if you send it to the core team, we will
Right.
circulate it out so that people can have a review of that also.
Right, sir. So we have sent across the brochures and the WhatsApp designs. We
Correct.
will send across the FAQs now, and in addition to it, we would send across the policy wordings. But those policy wordings, as I explained on my earlier call a couple of days back, generic policy wordings. Above that, the master policy wordings would supersede, which are already shown here.
Yeah. Another question is a very important one. If one person has a negative list, can we get covered for items that are not connected with the negative list?
No. So negative list is negative list for the entire program person
yeah.
for the entire person, but that person can bring in his or her other family members.
Right. Ganesh is asking, I want to know for 10 lakh health coverage for me and my spouse, what will be the premium for age bracket 62 to 67?
62 to 67. Yes, we can. So that's available there. So once the rate charts get floated, you would be able to see that.
So this is basically your next bracket. I'll give you the from the list. Paul, can your person look at it? 62 to 67, 10 lakhs, and I'm assuming 5 lakhs deductible for Mr. Ganesh and spouse. Ask your person to look at it.
Mohit, please have a look at that and let know the premium.
Sure, sir. Just give me a minute. I'll tell you the premium.
Sure.
Mohit, just put it in the message to everybody, and that should answer Mr. Ganesh. Okay. Is cardiac open heart bypass surgery period part of the waiting list?
It is part of the negative list at entry.
It is part of the negative list, sir. Not permitted. Is Zopper the insurance company or the broker? Who is the underlying insurance provider?
So Zopper is the insurance broker or the InsurTech broker here. So there's a lot of technology which is here that we have brought in. And the insurance company is Care Health Insurance, which was earlier Religare.
Is deductible amount zero for alumni of 65 years plus? No,
deductible,
sir.
No.
Deductible will fall under 35710.
You can choose either one of the deductibles, 3, 5, 7, or 10 lakhs.
Yeah. So
no, but the table is showing only up to 60 years old, no?
No, this table is not exhaustive, sir.
This is indicative, sir.
This is indicative.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will have the complete coverage from 21 to 85, right? And
18 to
all combinations as per what we had shown 10, 20, 30, 50, 75, 1 crore with deductible 3, 5, 7, 10.
7 and 10.
And
age bracket, up to 85.
Yeah. Kailash sir is asking, please elaborate the difference between these three columns. The column number 1 is what we have already selected. This is for any room except the suite room.
That's right, sir.
Second one was any room, a single private AC, but a lot of hospitals do have an issue with the single private AC room. That's why we have taken an upper category room on the option 1. Option 3 was something which was evaluated with Go Digit, and we have not chosen that option. So among what Zopper has proposed as the 3 options, we have gone through in detail, and then we have chosen this. Okay, so look at column 1 only.
So also, Shyam sir, just wanted to update one very important point here, that why we have chosen a higher room rent definition is because that there's a concept of proportionate deduction in insurance, which means that today, if I get into a wrong higher category room, the bill impact might be a 2x or might be a 2.5x of the actual bill amount. Normally, if it is a 5,000 rupees room, that is, which is my eligibility, and I get into a 10,000 rupees room, the normal psychology is it's only a 5,000 rupees a night, and maybe for 5 nights I pay 25K extra, which is not the case. 5,000 over 10,000 is 100% jump, which means for the same package, for the same thing, for the same doctor, same nurse, same ailment cost, same surgery and same ailment, what happens is the cost, if it would have been 1 lakh or 2 lakh in the 5,000 rupees room, it will become a 2 lakh or a 4 lakh. It will go exactly double. It's a 100% jump. So we wanted to take away this confusion, because as alumni, it's very difficult for us to pick and choose rooms, and hospitals nowadays have become very smart, so they would want to put you up in an upper category room. So we have created this definition, which is again very difficult to find in the market, which allows you to get into any kind of room, but other than suite. So you know which is the highest category room, which would be a suite or the highest category room. Don't get into that. Get into any kind of room, and there is no proportionate deduction.
Next question is, can insurance be registered or paid on behalf of spouse of alumni? It all depends on how our portal works. Our portal can be accessed by alumni, and if you want to give an access to your spouse for that, please do so, and that should be possible. Dalip Keshwani Garu is asking, can you please indicate the premium for 10 lakh policy entering at age of 75? So Mohit, you need to give us one more info.
Yeah. So for Mr. Ganesh, I've already shared the price
Yeah.
for this. I'll again share this for this particular example as well.
Yeah. Zach is asking, all columns show 5 lakhs. So I'm assuming that it's 3, 5, 7, and 10. 3, 5, and 10. No, let's look at, Zach, only first column, which is applicable and selected already. It's a 5 lakh deductible, but in the rate card or in the portal, you will see 3, 5, 7, 10, all options for you to choose when you are logging onto the portal. When can we take this policy? We will be launching it on 10th of October, and enrollment will start from 10th. Can insurance policy be registered under the name of spouse of alumni? We have spoken about this already. Yes, we should be able to get the spouse of alumni do this. Kids and wife mandatory. I want to take the policy for my parents only and myself. This is Mr. Ravi's question.
Yeah, at least the alumni is mandatory. So you want to bring in your immediate family, that's your choice. But alumni has to take the policy for himself or herself to bring in the parents and parent-in-law.
So Paul, for example, the first row, age 36 to 42, adult plus 2 children, 10 lakhs, sum insured, 5 lakh deductible, 2360 premium. So under the same, we don't have an option of age 36 to 42 adults only. We don't have that. So
it's the same premium.
Yeah, it's actually the same premium. So we are giving for parents which are above 56 to 60 or that age bracket, assuming that the children would be by that time out of the dependent range. Okay.
Right.
Ganesh sir, Ganesh sir's question, 10 lakh health coverage, 23,925 is the with a 5 lakh deductible.
Shyam, there's a question before that. Jai Shankar.
Jaishankar's question is, would it be possible to opt for an insurance policy after 1 year for my parents due to existing policies?
So ideally, I would insist that you get your parents parallelly into this insurance program, because any of the chronic illnesses coming up during the year, they would not want to get in, they would not get qualified to get in. So preferably, the concept of insurance is such that we only think about insurance when something hits us. It's actually the opposite.
Paul,
So my,
slightly different. He says parents are covered already from existing policy.
up to what sum insured?
I don't know that, but
That's what I'm saying, sir. That parents normally are covered up to lower sum insured, 3 at the max 5 lakhs. This a 5 lakh deductible can be chosen here, and a much higher sum insured can be chosen. And then there's a wait period of 1 year. So by the time that policy comes in, and plus that can be treated as a base program, this can become the second layer as the second safety net.
right.
So he need not drop the other program to get into this as well.
Yeah, but technically, I can insure for myself and my wife this year. Next year, I can decide to do my parents also.
Yes, technically that's possible.
Yeah. Okay. If earlier insurance does not pay for consumables, etc., does the super top-up pay for such items?
Super top-up also doesn't pay for consumables. So for the larger interest of others, consumables is basically the cost of the rubber, gloves, powder, food, and all those things, which is roughly between 3 to 5% of the total bill. So consumables are as per IDA regulations, which is not to be paid. So insurance companies don't pay in super top-up as well.
Right. Mohit, look at Dr. Anoop's question. Please quote the payment for 5 lakh, 10 lakh policies. Husband, wife, 2 children, age bracket 42, and children 10 years and 12 years. Parents are 71 and 68. I want the total quote for 5 lakh, no pre-existing diseases, total payment for 6 people.
So I've replied to this message, so you can actually check that with a 10 lakh policy with a 5 lakh deductible, what will be the total amount for 6 people?
Awesome, Mohit. Awesome, Mohit. I am scrolling down one by one. So you have 2332, 10 lakh, 5 lakh deductible, 23,925, total is 26,257. Is it possible to extend this group insurance to all the undergraduate and postgraduate students enrolled into NITWA right from first year till completion through some standard deduction fees payable along with annual fees for especially covering accidental insurance? This is not accidental insurance, right, Paul?
Yeah, the accidental insurance, we can design a program in case that comes up, but this program is for medical hospitalization.
So we have spoken with Zopper earlier also that we'll be designing a term insurance after this. And Paul, you please also design a accidental insurance.
Right, sir.
Okay, but tell me, students from first year to fourth year and the PGs, everybody, they should be able to enroll on the top-up policy, right?
They can still enroll into this program and come into this program, and most of them will not have any pre-existing diseases. So understanding their age brackets and also, it's a phenomenal thing for them to come in, and at the age bracket of 18 to 40, it is such a cheap product for even a 1 crore sum insured at a 3 lakh or I think a 5 lakh deductible, or maybe a 50 lakh for a 3 lakh deductible. So it's super cheap there as well.
Okay. So will there be a coverage outside India where we pay there for treatment and claim in India? No.
So all medical hospitalization policies have the jurisdiction of India, which means that the hospitalization has to happen in India and the deductible is to be crossed in India.
In case of non-availability of specific category room, patient is forced to take a suite or a not covered rate, how much will get covered then?
So ideally, please don't take a suite. A hospital will have enough rooms other than the suite for you, and hence we have taken away that single private AC room, which might create some confusion in the minds of you and hospital, like which room to get into. You can get into any kind of room other than suite. I am 100% sure you'll get a room.
Okay. Then can you please explain the following? Deductible, minimum deductible, 3 lakhs means basic insurance is must. What if someone doesn't have that, and top up and super top up?
Right. So deductible point number 1 and 3, I have explained. In case, Amit, I think is the one. Amit, if you have any queries on that, you can come online and ask me. On the question of minimum deductible of 3 lakhs, it does not mean that basic insurance is must, because you can pay 3 lakhs from your pocket, submit the payment receipt up to 3 lakhs, and bring back all the claims into this program.
Or I take a 5 lakh policy or a 3 lakh policy, and that becomes my deductible policy.
Yeah. So what he's asking is a basic insurance must? So basic insurance is not must. Even if I don't have any insurance program, I can still take a super top up. This one specifically.
Correct. Can spouse and children of deceased alumni be covered?
Yes, they can be covered as long as NITWAA Warangal Alumni Association gives them access to renew the program.
So for us is very clear is alumni portal will validate the list of alumni to be covered.
Right.
Will income tax exemption be given only for one policy holder, or is it possible for each bucket?
So you will not get it for parent-in-laws. You can claim it for you, your immediate family, and your parents, which I normally also claim.
Ganesh sir is asking, Mohit has already responded. Ganesh sir, you will still see this when you go into the portal. Paul, are we going to go into the portal?
Yes, after the questions, we will move into the
portal. Please, we will finish up the questions and then we'll go into the portal where we see how to do the enrollment, etc.
Right, sir.
Can we also add options for 20-30 lakhs deductible for 1 crore? Sir, we can add, but the program then becomes a bit more complicated. Please await for some more time. And if, because the policy is being rolled out to several alumni of premium institutes, if anyone takes and the product gets redesigned, it will also get re-implemented for us.
And ideally, yes, sir, that's right. And ideally, please get into a 10 lakh deductible next year. If a higher deductible is available, you shift onto that. But get into the program, because next year onwards with PEDs, you will stand to remain covered.
Jayashankar Garu is asking when can we get the access to the portal so that we can get clarity on the premium.
So we will, 10th of October.
We'll walk through today. We will walk through again on 3rd of October. And after 10th of October, when we launch, after that, the policy link, the portal link will be available to all of us. And through that portal, we can access, if we have questions, there'll be a help desk set up, which will help over phone or email for all of us. Okay. So please hold on. We have done 2 pre-launch calls so that we clarify some of the questions and give clarity on what the policy is about. And we'll take it in a very structured way. There'll be a dedicated help desk for NIT Warangal alumni. Now, if an alumni is suffering from a disease in the negative list, can spouse and children be covered in a different bucket?
Yeah, they can be.
So how does it work out? So suppose the alumni has a negative list. So we still do for spouse and parents or whoever be it only, right?
That's right.
And that should be possible. Yep. Okay. Will this policy allow monthly medicine reimbursement for alumni and spouse?
So this policy allows pre and post hospitalization expenses, but it has to get linked with a hospitalization. It cannot be like if I'm taking diabetes medicines every month, I come and claim back in this program, because that becomes an OPD.
OPD, correct. Okay. Then is the premium going to change every year?
Yes, but not to the extent. So this is a group policy. So what is to be understood is the overall claims would definitely matter. The inflation would also definitely matter, but yeah, premiums would change. Let's have that expectation, but not they wouldn't go double or triple, which normally happens in retail programs. Suddenly we receive one certificates like that. And that's how we have tried to build the sustainability of the program.
When can we have the exhaustive list for all age groups and different options? We will not make an exhaustive list available for everybody on a paper, but when you go into the portal, look at what is suitable for you, and then accordingly, if you have questions, those questions will be responded.
Is the maximum deductible only 10 lakhs now? I have policy up to 20 lakhs now. So I would like to have deductible of 20 lakhs.
In this case, my request is you pick up the 10 lakh deductible. Next year, if you have a higher deductible, you can shift accordingly.
Okay.
Sir, we have gone up to 10 lakhs only, sir. Okay. Where can we get the list of hospitals? It will be there on the portal. All the information is there. Okay. How is this policy better than retail policy available online?
So I talked about the pre-existing disease wait periods. In the retail policies, they are 3 years or 4 years. In this case, the pre-existing disease wait period is only 1 year. Primarily pre-existing diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, they either the insurance companies charge a premium on that, or when they charge loading on that, they might as well come back and say no, because diabetes with insulin, normally many of them don't cover. In this case, even diabetes with insulin stands covered. That's one of the primary things. I think the age bracket is another big pull. Up to 85 years entry. Retail programs roughly are between 55 to 60 years at the max. No medical test. And if you look at no co-payment, no ailment-wise capping, the room rent definition being very expansive, these are certain things which are completely different and as such not available. And if you choose those, the costs go high. Again, the costs are pretty competitive out here.
If my parents doesn't have a policy, 3 lakhs deductible is paid from my pocket. And if the bill is 5 lakhs, will I get 2 lakhs through this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If within the same year, we have to claim 6 lakhs, another hospitalization, do I need to pay 3 lakhs again? No.
No.
Super top up. That's the advantage.
In the case of a top-up, you would have to pay 3 lakhs again. But in this case, once you cross the deductible once in that policy period, every other claim becomes your base kind of a program. So without a deductible.
Samir had a question of 2 adults, 36 to 40, 2 parents, 60 to 70.
Mohit has replied to that. Sir.
Yeah, replied already, 38,972. Then does deductible mean that if hospitalization bill 9 lakhs, then 3 by 5 lakhs would be 3 or 5 would be deducted? Yes, right? The deductible will be deducted, right, from the hospitalization bill. Balance.
Yeah, so it's not a question of deductible being deducted. We will have to submit payment proofs up to the deductible.
Right.
Then only this policy will trigger.
So Sanjay is asking, please, can you explain deductible with example?
So a deductible is basically up to which your policy will not trigger. So suppose there is we choose a 50 lakh sum insured and a 3 lakh deductible. Now there is a claim of 2 lakhs. Will this policy trigger? This policy will not trigger because the minimum deductible is 3 lakhs. Now again, there is a claim of another 5 lakhs. Now earlier there was a claim that we had submitted up to 2 lakhs, and here a 5 lakhs. So 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 minus 3, 4 lakhs will get paid if I submit payment proofs up to 3 lakhs. So that's how the deductible concept works. And then rest of the other claims can simply come in. Another 5 lakhs, entire 5 lakhs gets paid. Another 10 lakhs, entire 10 lakhs gets paid. Why? Because I've already crossed the deductible one.
Utpal Bose responded, can we share this PPT? Yeah, we will share. Then will monthly medicine reimbursement for transplant patient of alumni possible? Again, I think Paul has already.
OPD.
Yeah, not under OPD. Is the deductible for each covered person, or it is crossed once, then it is covered for everybody?
It's a floater. So the first floater is alumni, spouse, kids. The second floater is parents. The third floater is parent-in-laws. So whoever is part of that floater, the deductible applies for the entire group.
Right. Can we call it as a group insurance policy or single insurance policy?
Group insurance policy, because NIT Warangal Alumni Association is the master policy holder for this program.
For each alumni, is this a floater policy or the sum insured available for each person covered?
This is a floater policy for alumni, spouse, kids as one bracket, for up to 2 parents as the second bracket, and up to 2 parent-in-laws as the third bracket.
Mohit, one question from V. Kishore Garu. 2 adults 36 to 40 plus 4 adults 56 to 60. Okay, will diagnosis be covered in this insurance?
No. Diagnosis, so what is to be understood is that for every hospitalization or for every insurance policy triggering, there has to be an active line of treatment. So when we talk about an active line of treatment, doctor might ask me to do 10 tests and then maybe say that, okay, boss, nothing is there, thanks. So then that's called diagnosis. That does not have an active line of treatment. But if I do the test and doctor says, okay, then I need to do a surgery and I get into the hospital, so all the pre-bills pertaining to the hospitalization will get picked up by this program.
Can we,
and even the post one.
Can we cover just one parent? Yes, we can cover. Okay. So,
Yeah.
So we pause on the questions for now. From the explanation, it looks like if one parent and one parent-in-law is alive, we still need to pay for 4 seniors. No, we can still pay for 2 seniors.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, all these questions when we enroll will get answered. Suppose doctor prescribes for CT or other scans and the results are positive, will it be covered?
Yeah, I talked about the active line of treatment. This is a question exactly on that.
Right. Okay. So let's pause the questions now. Let's see the portal. And Mohit, if your negative list and this one is ready, we would like to have a look at that also.
Sure, sir. So I'll just present my screen. Yeah. Sorry, sir.
Mohit, first show the negative list so
Sure.
that we can quickly explain that.
I'm taking a 1 minute break. I'll be back. Pause with you. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So when you look at this, this is basically the negative list at entry. So cancer or any kind of tumor, brain stroke, chronic kidney disease or liver disease, heart and lung related issues, any brain, nervous system or neuromuscular diseases. In addition to it, disorders of immunity like AIDS, HIV, and disorders of pituitary parathyroid, which is basically hyperthyroidism. These things are part of the negative list. Right. So Mohit, let's quickly move on to the portal demo.
Yeah, what about Parkinson's?
Parkinson's, we will have to check. You can park a mail to us, sir. We will have to check and come back on that.
Paul, quick question. What if somebody is detected with cancer, but the tumor is removed and the person is now cancer-free?
Any diagnosis related to cancer, the person cannot come into the program, sir.
Oh, other diseases would be covered.
No, that person itself cannot come into the program, sir.
Okay. Even if the person is cancer-free now.
Right. Right.
Thank you.
So here, if you see, so this is basically the IIT Madras Alumni Association portal, which is equivalent to an NIT Warangal Alumni Association portal. And so quickly, Mohit, if we can move on to, so you click on Super Top Up, and you see that it takes you to a Join Now button. Once you click on the Join Now button, it says that you agree to share the information as this is an NDA sign, so don't worry on the data. The data is not going to get misused. You click on that. You proceed to the Zopper platform. And here the negative list that we showed you, if you click on the view list of diseases, it basically shows you the same things that we talked about. And it has details which you can read in detail as well. So I will have to confirm that I do not have any of this. Then it basically picks up whatever data it can. Mohit, quickly fill up the data part of it. Title, maybe you'll have to choose that, Mohit. So normally, ideally, when I log in through my portal, it will pick up my date of birth, my email ID, my other details, which is there already in the database. I can update my PIN code, my address, and other parts basically which might have changed, and this is because this is basically the NIT Warangal database, and I'm sure that our addresses would have changed down the line. This is a disclaimer which comes in, same will come in for the NIT Warangal Association, where they are absolved of any kind of liabilities because they don't have any liability. They're only helping us configure the program. We click on OK. And this is the page where, I was talking about the policy information repository. If you click on that, you will get all possible information which is there. You can look at the screen recordings, you can look at the rate charts, you can look at anything, basically, whatever you want to get into that. Let's move on, Mohit. Yeah. So suppose I choose myself and I choose, spouse and partner, one son. So I can basically pick and choose here, Mohit, for the sake of simplicity. Let us choose maybe myself as an alumni and my spouse. That's it. And let me choose, say, one mother, and let me choose one father-in-law. This is just an indication. You can choose any combination out of that. It's just to save ourselves from inputting the data. So medical history, I have to say no to anything. If I click on yes anywhere, it says that I will not be eligible. If I still proceed, it will still not allow me to proceed. That's how the system is built in. You see, this is how it comes in. And on the PEDs, I can declare diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, or whatever pre-existing disease I would want to declare. And on the basis of that, I move on, click on proceed. So Mohit, also choose maybe say a negative list for spouse, and let us show in the final journey how that person is not allowed to come in. You can quickly put in the details. Yeah.
Yeah. One doubt here.
Yeah.
Suppose somebody alumni has undergone kidney transplant, even though he had a kidney disease earlier, but now after transplant, he's out of the disease problem, but he's taking only medicine. Is he allowed to, will it be still in the negative list, or he can register himself?
It would still be on the negative list, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Right. So Mohit has inputted, now Mohit is inputting father-in-law's details. So this is basically, all the name and address, all the name details, the date of birth details and all. Once I input all these details, and everything is online, so I can do it at the comfort of my home, office, through the app, and maybe sitting on a flight. I can do it.
Is the maximum age 85 years for getting covered?
That's right, sir.
So if they are 86, 87 and all, they'll not get covered.
No, sir. Yeah. So you see here that self-stress covered spouse, we have declared a negative list, thing, ailment, and hence it says that the spouse is not covered. Mother and father-in-law are getting covered. And if you click on proceed, now here you see we were talking about that once you get into the portal, say I want to cover myself for a 1 crore and a 5 lakh deductible. And then maybe I click on proceed, and for mother, I might look at a 30 lakh sum insured, for example, at a 3 lakh deductible, understanding that they might be covered at the lower. For my father-in-law also, I might choose a, say, 40 lakh option, 50 lakh option at a 3 lakh deductible or at a 5 lakh deductible, depending on whatever works out for me. And then I proceed. And if you see the overall total premium which comes here, and you click on proceed to policy summary, you click on OK, and you move on to the next page. So when you move on to the next page, it basically asks for your PAN card number. You put in your PAN card number. This is basically compulsory from IRDA and Income Tax Authority. Once you give your PAN card number, this is basically using this, you can claim your tax benefits as well. And this is going round and round because this is API integrated with the insurance company. So it's showing unable to generate proposal, but at the next page, pardon me, it will move us to the payment page. Now, what is to be understood here, that from the payment page, I will also get a premium financing option. Along, if I want to pay it totally, I can. I'll also get a premium financing option where on clicking of a button, it will, where on clicking on a button, it will take me to another page, which will again digitally give me a loan for a 3 or 4 EMIs. and accordingly I can pay. That's the brief. Mohit, I think you can stop sharing the screen and I'll pass it back to Shyam sir.
Yeah. I think we have covered the questions. If alumni is in the negative list as per the policy, but spouse health is okay, will she be allowed to cover? Yes. One suggestion is, rather than completely denying negative list, can premium be increased or other unrelated conditions be covered? We have spoken several times regarding this to Paul.
Yeah. So what is to be understood here is that the negative list at entry is very, very critical for safeguarding the sustainability of the program and also giving confidence to the insurance company that, you know, we are not getting in people who can start claiming from day one, because there is no sanctity of the group size. If all of you come in, there can be a different policy. 100% of you come in, since alumni association policies normally don't have that 100% concept. Currently, the program definition is like this to ensure that we keep running it year after year after year.
So,
Shyam, can we add one point here? Shyam, Ashwini here.
Yes, Ashwini.
Can you hear me? Yeah. So I was just thinking for the next session that we plan in the next week. I mean, the good number of questions which have come, very sure even in the next session also, by and large, similar kind of questions would come in from the other set of attendees as well. You know, from the insurance side, if they can quickly, you know, put it up in terms of a very simple, brief FAQ kind of a thing, then it can even ease out a lot. Pretty much all the answers that have come today can very well be captured as a set of some 15-20 FAQs. Can become quite an informal document which can bring about a lot of clarity, basically.
Yeah, we can do that, Ashwini. There's a formal FAQ document which will also be available at the launch of the program when you go to the information repository as well. And during the presentation, we can definitely do that.
Exactly. What I'm saying is basically our presentation and discussion can be elevated to a better level when many of these basic questions can already be captured as an FAQ. That's what I'm talking about.
Noted.
Yeah.
Noted.
So can we take for 5 lakhs for self and 10 lakhs for parents?
Yeah, you can take any combination, sir, whatever is available out there.
Okay, thank you.
And so basically anyone with a negative list will not be covered, correct? Heart is a very broad term. Yes, and we have gone through that. Anybody with hypertension will not be covered? No, that's not correct.
They will be covered.
Hypertension will be covered, but has a 1 year
wait period of 1 year. Yeah.
Okay, so it is this valid for Indian citizens only? I think we have asked this question, Paul. Anybody who has got Aadhaar and PAN card should be okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Aadhaar and PAN card mandatory, then no one will ask your citizenship.
That's right.
So what does heart mean? Specifically heart surgery or any other heart conditions?
Including stents, all possible heart conditions for which normally a surgery has happened.
Correct. Okay.
But if the surgery has happened at the very youngest age of 10 or 12, will it still be applicable for a person of 60 plus age?
Yes, it will be, sir. It's on diagnosis, basically.
Okay, list of specific diseases, Paul, has that been shown?
We will share across that.
Please do it immediately. Can it be shared over as an email, which we will or a WhatsApp image for both the PED and the negative list?
Mohit, I remember you shared it in that NIT Warangal group, right? The list of.
Sir, I've shared it. So it's there in the brochure. The brochure would be you are making. So already that negative list is already there. If you want, I can add the specific diseases list as well.
Add the specific diseases list also.
And anyway, in the next call, what we want to do is start with the product will cover off more premiums for benefit of the alumni. We will clearly state the negative and the PED so that people understand much better.
So what we'll do, sir, is that we'll keep a portal ready because that's the best way to showcase to everybody. So whatever case study comes in, we'll put it in the portal and throw the premium.
Sure. Is cataract surgery covered or not?
No. Cataract surgery is not covered because the cost of cataract is either a 30, 40 or a 50,000. Here the minimum deductible is 3 lakhs.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that knee surgery covered?
Yeah, knee surgery is covered, sir.
So I mean that is provided it is more than 5 lakhs, correct? That's what.
Beyond the deductible that you choose.
So any amount you take coverage, it should be more than 5 lakhs, then only this will be helpful, correct?
The minimum deductible is 3 lakhs, sir.
Minimum deductible is 3 lakhs.
Yeah.
So it should be more than 3 lakhs in that case.
Yes. Yes.
Can't we have zero deductible?
No, sir.
Mm.
Super topper policies normally have a deductible because that's how the premium comes down.
No, I think those things can be claimed through the base policy, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think you please make that clear to the people actually.
Right, sir. So it was explained that the first level, the first safety net is basically the base insurance program, which is normally the employer or what we take from the market. Or when we get hospitalized, the first time that we will look at is basically the base insurance program that we have, or pay from the pocket up to the deductible amount, and then show the payment receipts and move on to this program. This is basically the second level safety net.
I think I requested also in the group, Paul, can you make a graphic on this base to escalation from basic base to top-up plan?
What exactly, sir? What kind of graphic?
What base plan is and how it guys move from base to super top-up in a form of blocks. Can you show that? Okay.
Sure. Mohit, let's make a note of this.
Noted, sir.
So is it mandatory to have multiple buckets or can it be structured?
So there's too much of background noise.
No, that Ganesh sir was talking.
Okay.
Is it mandatory to have multiple buckets or it can be structured under a single bucket?
No, you can choose the same sum insured and deductible combination for all the buckets. But there are 3 separate buckets because there are 3 separate deductible options and 3 separate sum insured options for the bucket. So if I want to keep same, I can do it.
Alumni, spouse, and children is 1 bucket. Parents is 1 bucket. Parent-in-laws are 1 bucket.
That's right.
Can one parent and one parent-in-law be 1 bucket?
They will be 2 separate buckets.
Right. Okay.
And I have another insurance policy. How this policy can be complement to that? Whether I can use this as additional one or how it can be done?
So you can use this without having a policy as well, or as an additional one, or however you would want to use it, because this policy would have broader coverages unless it's your employer policy that you're talking about. This will have broader coverages, much broader coverages than what is available in the retail. So my advice would be choose a lower deductible, and up to the deductible, your existing insurance policy that you're talking about, if it takes care, the rest will come into this.
So at that time, no minimum deductible will not be applicable, right? If I am using as additional.
No, so it's very clear, sir. It's very clear. Even if you have a policy or you don't have a policy, if you have a policy, you have to show the payment receipts up to the deductible. If you don't have a policy, you pay from the pocket and show the payment receipt again. So it's very clear. Irrespective of having a policy, you have to submit a payment receipt up to the deductible, and this policy.
Sure. We'll give all the details of spent and addition to that.
Only. Right, sir. Right, sir. Right.
Yeah.
Paul, can I speak? This is Varaprasad.
Hi, sir. Tell me.
See, I am telling you, no, this cataract can be paid provided I had earlier 33 lakhs no expenditure on that.
That's right, sir. But cataract and maternity, we have deliberately kept it out to bring down the premiums, because normally when we build
cataract and maternity are out of this coverage.
Out of this coverage, because normally when you build that, there is an additional premium which goes up.
Okay. Then second thing, no, since there are 3 buckets like spouse, I mean alumni, and the alumnus and the spouse, 2 children is 1 bucket. Then the parents is 1 bucket and the in-laws are 1 bucket. So whatever you're talking of this deductible is for the each bucket, no?
Right. for each
That
bracket.
point, I think you should elaborate in this. That is what I found too
I
many
have
of the
done that,
people.
sir.
Huh?
I have done that. I have done that. I have
Okay.
talked multiple times about this, that you can choose multiple sum insured and multiple deductibles across each bracket. So I talked about maybe a 1 crore for me, for my spouse and kids, maybe a 20 or 30 lakh for my parents, or maybe 40 lakhs for my in-laws. And a deductible of maybe a higher deductible for me, say a 7 or 10, but a 3 lakh deductible for my parents and parent-in-law. Understanding they'll be covered for the lower end.
I think advantage is you can remove them from whenever you want, right?
Remove whom, sir?
Remove the blocks. Suppose you don't want parents-in-law and later, you can remove them from as a bucket totally and continue with other buckets.
That is right, sir. But what is to be understand is, and this is very critical, that I can't bring in people when I would want them to claim. That means that I take out my parent-in-law to this year, I bring in my parent-in-law next year when I see something forthcoming. So if they take out, they will not be allowed to add back the parent-in-laws, whoever they have taken out of the program.
Sir, can I have the deductible amount as both the insurance amount as well as amount spent from my pocket? Assume 5 lakhs I have spent, 5 lakhs deductible, 3 lakhs from another insurance, 2 lakhs from my pocket I have spent.
Yeah, sir.
No, for some other operation.
It can be.
Sir, suppose I have diabetes, is it required to declare that as pre-existing disease? Because automatically it is covered after 1 year, right? Even if I declare or not declare?
But declaration is important in this policy. That's why you would have seen that below PED, there was a box coming in. Please understand that there is no medical test happening, and insurance is about utmost good faith. Insurance company is only requesting you to declare everything. Please declare that.
But I think Paul, I think you should warn them, even if they don't declare, and in the case history, the case sheet,
it comes up.
if they comes out, and then the claim will be denied. So
Right.
it is
That's
not
right,
that
sir.
it can be concealed, So
That's
somewhere
right.
it will be come out. And sometimes the insurance company also appoints the investigators if they feel that also you can elaborate on that.
Right, sir. That's a very fantastic point, sir. So there are cases in the other alumni associations also where somebody forgot to mention diabetes or hypertension, and then the doctor normally writes it on the prescription. So that when you talk to the doctor, we open our heart out and we say, "Sir, this happened, that happened," and all those things. But ideally, what is important here to understand is, let's declare everything. Whatever is not declared might not stand covered after a year. And if it gets diagnosed, we have not declared anything and it has come up, it might create problems. So to avoid any kind of problem, please declare. Even if you have you are on insulin, on diabetes, please declare that. That's as good as only a declaration. People are not asking you to submit any proof. Please declare whatever is there as a pre-existing disease for the safeguard of future, so that post 1 year, that particular ailment stands covered.
Awesome. And we will end the questions now. Mohit and Paul, I want you would have a FAQ already, not only based on our call. I want you to get that finalized, add any other questions you want to do from here. And then you could give the FAQs also as a link to your portal or anywhere, right? If it is already there, we will start putting that across. Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate the time spent, appreciate answering all the calls. We look forward for the 3rd October call again. Hopefully, we will have a new set of people coming in, or if the current attendees will have further questions, they can come in. But we will dwell into negative list, PED very clearly, deductibles, how super top up works with one base policy, with super top up, that examples. I think Paul, you had your earlier this one. We'll bring it up, and then like you said, we'll go into the portal and deal with most of the questions. Okay.
Right.
We'll do various scenarios on the portal itself, so people can experience it live. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Nice, Paul. You have answered all the questions very nicely. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, sir.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience and support. And we look forward for a successful launch on 10th of October. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Have a good evening.